Hello everyone, welcome to watching our presentation for Eco Oil Company Case 2. We are Team 9, Global Avengers. Before we discuss going internationalization, there are a few requirements that the company have to meet according to the assessment. Firstly, the company will want to establish an inner company structure. We found out that at the moment, research crew are the only staff member in the company. The talents such as the managers and marketeers are needed for the future. Secondly, we noticed that the first production unit cost around 1 million euros, but not mentioned that there will be a 700 more million euros investment will be required in the international expansion phase. Nevertheless, in order to achieve internationalization plan here, we suggest at least a 6-year time frame for the Eco Oil company. In 2020, the company needs to form a structure and culture. There will be recruitment and training going on at the same time. In the next following years, development and research stage, building, testing, marketing in the US to prepare for the official launching. In the meantime, branding and marketing the company in order to attract the investors and the potential partners have to be ongoing as well. In 2021 to 2023, starting the commercialization stage in different locations such as US and Africa, continue branding and marketing to reinforce the brand image, have to critically assess and manage. And the following 3 years, due to the facilities and fixed assets will have to minimum 5 years lifetime value, establishing a maintenance team is extremely suggested. However, with enough experiences, learning, and knowledge at this stage, company can start moving forward to the next global market expansion phase.
Next, we will go through Eco Oil's firm-specific advantages, which can be categorized into monopolistic, technology and knowledge-related, and economies of scale and scope-related advantages. Starting with monopolistic advantage, this one is the most important firm-specific advantage at the moment, since Eco Oil is still in the startup phase and their own patented technology is really in the core of their business. And this benefit allows them time to develop their market position and become an established player in the market. Eco Oil is a pioneer in the development of new technology to produce renewables, but this requires constant innovativeness and requiring human capital to research new renewables. So they should develop their organizational innovativeness constantly. Eco Oil, as a startup business, is not able to capitalize on their size, but in the future, this becomes the key firm-specific advantage if they want to become a known large-scale operator in the market. So, where should Eco Oil go with their product? The preconditions stated in the case, such as production and consumption being close to each other and access to a large amount of biomass, acted as a starting point for our suggestion, which is West Coast US. There are a large amount of biomass. Also, the high wages of US are not affecting the location choice. There are a lot of incentives and initiatives that favor the shift to renewable sources of energy, and closeness of production and consumption would occur. As next steps, Eco Oil should leverage the mobility of their technology, and for example, Brazil and India are places where that could happen, and also the byproduct, so purified water, could be sold, for example, in African countries.
To rationalize Eco Oil's operational choices, we first determine their firm boundaries. In doing so, we look at their insourcing versus outsourcing capabilities, and then we look at capital partners, logistical partners, and knowledge partners. Specific advantages. For Eco Oil, we have chosen a hybrid entry mode to leverage strategic alliances through either contract agreements and our international joint ventures, with the aim of maximizing the advantages of global integration and local differentiation. In terms of access to supply, Eco Oil require large amounts of biomass. This can be sourced through either farmer co-ops or beef refinery plants. In terms of access to demand, we recommend regional production. This will minimize the transportation costs from production to consumption. In terms of access to resources, Eco Oil requires local capabilities and knowledge and logistical partners. In terms of technology, well, we believe Eco Oil's technology should stay in-house, it's patented and it's already highly mobile. Eco Oil will require to seek capital partners and our equity partners to scale up its business. And in time, its strategy can be geared towards internalizing some resources to reduce transactional costs. And also in time, they might use a hybrid approach to supply, i.e. paying local farmers salaries to supply, which offers greater supply and cost certainty, whilst also regulating local farmer incomes.
About eco transformation. From a startup to an organization, it requires to create business value, evolving in the future, and unlock new opportunities within the business world. The goal, transform the goal position in order to deliver a strong value creation and what it takes, funding the course, enable competition, and set up a solid organization and culture. The big question, if we have the correct targets, if we are competitive, and how to embed changes in our organization. Implication that entails the eco structure, the development of a projection towards a business strategy is needed, and to reconsider our business model if it's necessary in the mid and long term.
To sum up all the previous points, we have created a business model. ECO's primary value proposition is to provide high quality and sustainable eco-friendly fuel for internal combustion engine-based vehicle owners and or users who prefer sustainable products or cheaper alternatives. They would use self-service method at fueling station, and their revenue comes from percentage of the sold fuel selling price. ECO's secondary value proposition is to offer purified water for irrigation or cleaning purposes for industries in need of purified water. They would seek a long-term partnership and use self-service method as stationary purified water refilling points. The revenue comes from percentage of the purified water selling price. The key partners would be agricultural companies producing biomass, local partners with whom we would make joint ventures, and lastly, local governments. The key activities needed are research and development, establishing company structure, marketing and branding, finding local partners, and expansions to the destination market. The key resources required are an excellent team of researchers, external funding from partners, additional human capital, patents for eco and one-of-a-kind technology, and high and constant quantity of input biomass. Cost structure would consist of R&D and marketing and branding costs, employee salaries, transportation costs, legal costs, and taxes. Thank you for your attention. If any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.